If you have ever stared at the ceiling at 2 in the morning, watching your brain replay every awkward thing you said in the last decade, this video is for you. There is a small, strange technique going viral in 2026 called cognitive shuffling, and it is not a wellness fad. It is a 10-year-old sleep onset method that the Washington Post, the Boston Globe, and CNN have all covered this year because it actually works, and it is built on a real theory of how your brain falls asleep. Here's the problem. When you are awake, your brain runs coherent, narrative thinking. You connect ideas, you solve problems, you build stories. That mode is exactly what your prefrontal cortex is good at. But falling asleep requires the opposite. It requires your thoughts to become fragmented, disconnected, dreamlike. Sleep scientists call that hypnagogic mentation, and it is the bridge between being awake and being asleep. If your brain is still telling a coherent story at bedtime, some part of it still thinks you are working on something important. So it keeps the lights on. Cognitive shuffling was developed by Dr. Luc Beaudoin, an adjunct professor at Simon Fraser University who studies sleep onset. His theory is called Somnolent information processing theory, and the short version is this. Your brain has a sleep onset control system that evolved to only let you fall asleep when it seems safe and your thinking has become appropriately incoherent. Coherent thoughts are a signal of wakefulness. Incoherent, diverse imagery is a signal that it is okay to drift off. The technique imitates that signal on purpose. Here is how you do it. This is called serial diverse imagining, or SDI. You pick a random neutral word, something like pencil. Then you picture a pencil for about 6 to 10 seconds. Just the image. Then you drop it and imagine something completely unrelated. A cow in a field, then a slice of pizza, then a red umbrella, then a sand dune. The rule is simple. Each image is a concrete, visual thing, and each one has nothing to do with the last. A 2016 study by Beaudoin and colleagues found that participants who used SDI reported significantly less pre-sleep arousal and faster sleep onset than people in a structured problem-solving control group. It is one of the only sleep onset techniques with a published trial behind it. There are 3 specific moves that make this work in real life. First, use the letter method when your mind is blank. Pick a random letter, say B, and name concrete objects starting with B: banana, bookshelf, balloon, bear. Hold each image for a few seconds, then move on. When you run out, switch letters. This gives your brain a scaffold without giving it a story. Second, do a 2-minute worry download before you try it. A 2018 study by Michael Scullin at Baylor University, published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology, found that writing a specific to-do list for the next day before bed helped people fall asleep an average of 9 minutes faster than people who journaled about completed tasks. The worry download is what clears the coherent narrative out of your head so the shuffle can actually work. Skipping this step is the #1 reason the technique fails for people. Third, stop treating bed as a thinking space. Stimulus control therapy, developed by Dr. Richard Bootzin in the 70s, and still one of the most evidence-backed insomnia treatments in the American Academy of Sleep Medicine guidelines, says if you cannot fall asleep in about 20 minutes, get out of bed. Do something boring in dim light. Go back when you feel sleepy. Your brain needs to learn that bed equals sleep, not bed equals problem solving. Cognitive shuffling works much better once that association is clean. One caveat: if you have been struggling with insomnia for months, or if sleep problems are paired with persistent low mood, anxiety, or intrusive thoughts, cognitive shuffling is a tool, not a treatment. Chronic insomnia responds best to cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, which is the first-line treatment recommended by the American College of Physicians. Talk to your doctor. What is trending on TikTok is a starting point, not a substitute for care. If this helped, hit subscribe. Tonight, before you put your head on the pillow, pick one random letter, picture 4 or 5 unrelated things, and see what happens. Most people feel it start to work inside about 90 seconds. Sweet dreams, and I will see you in the next video.